computer. All right, hey guys. So we're going to go over our call scripts, and then I will share in some comments to help you use this script and solidify your ability to get a lead while over the phone. I want to start out by saying this: just become the authentic you. Don't worry about being someone else. I want you to learn how to internalize these scripts, deliver them as if you're speaking to your own self. Be the comfortable you that you are. You're awesome, and you can do this. Let's jump right into the script that I'm given, that you can have the opportunity to have just by looking into the description below. Okay, so let me share my screen, and I'll hit share screen, hit it right. I don't do it right every time. So it's a Microsoft Word document. And here you go. For sale by owner, motivated opening and closing call flow. And this is given by me and my company, Above Cloud Nine Publishing. I'm Clayton Massey. I'm a clueless real estate investor, and after 4 years, become millionaire simply by diving in and convincing myself that I can do it, and learning from some of the best real estate mentors out there. So I'm so excited to be able to share this with you. I am not the big league hitter. I am not that guy that's out there scaling and going crazy. I'm not talking about just one, but there's several out there that are doing tremendous. I'm just the guy that discovered that I can do real estate even starting from the clueless standpoint. And mind you, a broke standpoint. I started out broke, clueless, no background in real estate, no backing in real estate. I started out clueless and broke, and within less than 4 years, I became a millionaire in cash and equity. So my world has totally changed. Again, my name's Clayton Massey. I've been married to a beautiful wife for 30 years. We have 9 beautiful children. I'm also a minister. I've traveled the country ministering to young people and children for 27 years. And to adults, but primarily we do a lot of children's type programs around the country. I've spoken to accumulated thousands and thousands over the last 27 years. So I never was afraid to talk to people from a platform or a stage or behind a podium. But when it comes to getting on the phone with people that want to sell their house as a clueless and broke investor, the platform completely changed. I felt like I was way out of my league, and I didn't know what to say, and I was going to get rejected, and I'm a nasty investor. I'm going to rip people off, and I'm going to be received as someone that can't be trusted. So my mind was really twisted there with the misunderstanding of how people would perceive me. And I started out trying to be somebody else, trying to use their techniques and going over their scripts. And I had to have a script, but I learned very quickly that unless I take the script, internalize it, convert it, let it come from me as if it is me telling the script, rewording it if need be, and becoming authentic with my delivery, that, my friend, was when I started mastering the telephone. So this is my script. You take it, you use it. Use some of the things I share with you, because you're going to find there's some very neat things. So this call that you're going to be on is going to be a motivated seller. They've called you from a Facebook lead or an ad or a Google ad, or they've seen your bandit sign or your website, or for some reason they know that you're a buyer and they're interested in selling their house. They want to talk to you about selling. And that's what this is about. Or this is also about when you call them back. So you'll see in number 1, there's questions that you're going to ask. And you're going to say, hello, and you have the name. Hello, Joe. I'm calling from Clayton Buys Houses. My name is Clayton. I'm calling you about the house for sale. Is this Joe? And so they say yes or no, or you can say, as we say in number 1C, great, again, my name is Clayton, and what was your name? All right. Or am I speaking with the right person? So all you're going to do is do a quick intro, and then you're going to come back and you're going to find out very quickly if the house is for sale. If they are the right person, you're going to say, great, again, I'm calling about your house. That is for sale. Is it a good time to talk right now? Because you've got to find this out, or you need to help them realize that you're not interested in taking up their time. They may be busy. They may be out for dinner. They may be with their family. They may be working their job. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that it's a good time to call. And if it's not a good time to call, don't worry. You just back up and say, I completely understand, as you would see there in question number 2. I completely understand. If you prefer, I can schedule to call you at a more convenient time. All right. You let them know. Thanks for letting me know. I'll make a note that and reach out to you at the requested time. So you just want to be very courteous and thoughtful of the wishes and that person. Okay, you're only calling them to collect data. That's all that you're doing in the very first portion of this script. You're just calling to find out, is this the right number? Are you the owner? Is the owner available? Is the house still for sale? And is it a good time to talk right now? That's all you're having to do there. And if it's a good time to talk, that's great. If it's not a good time to talk and they need to get off the phone, that's great as well. Take notes and call them back at the specified time they tell you to call. But get ready for this. A lot of times when you show that courtesy and you show that you understand that their time means so much to them, they will end the call with a question. Okay, not when you're going to call back. They will say, what was your name again? Here is an opportunity for you to answer this and build rapport. Oh yeah, again, my name's Clayton. I'm an investor. I'm looking to buy your house. By the way, you can look me up at claytonbuyshouses.net, or you can find me on Facebook. Listen, don't be afraid to share your Facebook posting or your Facebook family. My wife and I, we have a Facebook page, Clayton Pansy Massey. Go look us up. I live in West Paducah. I can call you back whenever it's a good time. So don't take that as an opportunity to fill their ear for another 5 minutes. Just give them something to remember and realize that you're genuine, you're real, and you're local. You want to give them something that they say, okay, I can call this guy. He didn't withhold information. You never want to sound like you're withholding information from anybody. And then let them go. All right. If it's a good time to talk, now it's time to listen. Did you hear that? If it's a good time to talk with the seller, now is a good time to listen. All right. So if they say it's a good time, they say yes, you say, great. So can you tell me a little bit about the property? Now, I want to put this in here before you go further from this right here. All right. If you already know details about the property, beds and baths, roof condition, if they tell you there's a carport on the property, or if it's so many acres, do not make the mistake and say, how many bedrooms are there? Because some people will want to feel like that if it's posted, they want to know that you've done some research. Okay, you're showing interest if you already know. So the things that you already know, say, hey, all right, I see it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, got a carport, decent roof replaced within the last 2 years. It's got good windows, HVAC. You did describe that it might need some flooring repair or may need some patching here or there. You repeat back to them what you know to let them know that it's an interest to you. It didn't scare you away, and the updates didn't scare you away. Because there's nothing left to update. You want to let them know that you kept up on that. So you ask them again, they say this, great. So can you tell me a little bit about the property that may not be listed right here? And you let them talk and you let them speak. And you only reply briefly, occasionally with the words like, okay, great. I got it. That's awesome. Sounds good. Oh, okay. And just give them just some few things. Do not interrupt them too many times until they go on and on and on. They like to talk on the phone, and you can interrupt that. It's a whole nother technique with a few phrases such as, let me ask you this question. And so out of kindness and courtesy, they'll let you speak, but we're not going to go there. So tell me a little bit about the property. You let them speak and you do not interrupt. You're just filling in data. Okay. You're just filling in the data. You're just copying it in. You're taking down that information. You might learn to ask, give me a little bit of information about the roof. How old is a roof? If they haven't said that, you want to ask them, now, does every bedroom have a bath? Every bedroom have a closet in it? Or does it have a basement? And the lot, or they say been surveyed. Those kind of things you'll want to ask that way. Okay, you want to make sure that you filled it out that way and you're asking those questions. All right, I'll pause. You can go through. Yeah. Matter of fact, you're not even showing up in the background. Okay. All right. So we're going to keep on going here. You've let them speak. There's another little trick that I want to let you know. You need to listen closely. The more you let that person speak, the more comfortable they are going to become with you on the other end of the line. The more you hear yourself, the more comfortable you become. The more you feel like someone's opened up to allow you to speak, the more comfortable you become. And in this instance, while you're talking to a seller, if you let them share with you everything about their house and the reasons why they're selling, it won't take very long. If they are motivated, they will begin to sell you their house. They will turn into a seller rather than you becoming a buying buyer. Okay. Most of the time we feel like we have to convince people to listen to us so that we can buy from them. It's not that way if you will learn to use good listening ears and just affirm what they've repeated to you and encourage them to tell all that they can. They will become the seller selling to you. You need to remember this. I've never heard anybody else say this when it comes to building rapport on a seller call. Okay, let them speak. Let them be the selling seller. All right, do not interrupt them. So now what we want to do is once they've told you all the details, hey, that's great. If you do or do not have the price of the property, if you do have the price of the property, say, I see here that you're asking $195,000. Okay, you've done your research. Okay, then you can say, I'm just wondering, is that the best you can do on the price? And whatever the reply is, most of the time they're going to say, well, we can take a little bit less. What do you think that number might be? Don't push. All right. If you get resistance there, say, well, listen, when I come out look at the house, I would assume there may be a little wiggle room. Then they'll say yes. 99% of the time they'll say yes. Obviously, you want to let them know I'm not interested in hard negotiating over the phone. I haven't seen the house. Okay. So then we're going to go back. If you don't have the price, ask them again. If you don't have the price, you ask them. So can I ask you, what are you asking for your house? Because if they called you, you don't know that yet. So what are you asking for your property? And they'll tell you 195,000. Is that the best you can do? And they may say, well, we might be able to take $187,000. Okay. All right. Well, that's tremendous. That may work for us. We don't know. We need to come look at it, but I'm going to go ahead and assume there may be a little wiggle room. So I'm not asking them to give me another 10% off. I'm not asking them to take off thousands of dollars. I'm not asking them to take a major hit on their price. I just want to know, can you dance a little bit? Can we just, if we like it, you like us, is there a little opportunity for negotiation? Without saying that, all I say, I'm just going to hope, or I'm going to, when I get there, I'm going to assume there may be some wiggle room. Okay. So you get that. All right. Maybe a little wiggle room. There you continued into the mindset of the person that this is a buyer, but they expect a discount even when they get here. They say, yeah, then you got it. You already know. You got them from that one price down to two and a potential of coming down a little bit more. Do not push yourself off of the phone by negotiating too hard and becoming that guy. All right. All right, the asking price. Here's another question you want to find out. You want to know if you're buying this home on a seller finance or a wraparound mortgage or a subject to deal. Okay, if you're buying it on seller finance, so if you're buying this home on terms, okay, where you're going to make payments on the property, this is how you're going to find out if there's a mortgage on the property. Now, I have been trained and taught one way that just didn't work for me. Okay. And we're taught across the board this way. All right. Now, the other way is a fast and hard and cool way. Okay. I like taking the medium route the slower, warm way to find these details out, because my goal is to build rapport and get to the bottom line and turn every no lead into a yes. So I will ask, rather than saying, do you have a mortgage on your house? How much do you owe? I don't do that. It doesn't work. I mean, it does. You have to make more phone calls, but you immediately dove into and prodded into people's private financial life. And we still live in an age where that's not uh, openly spoken of by every generation. There's still generation out there that their privacy is very important to them, especially their financial privacy. So I have another technique that works with every generation. I give my sellers the opportunity to celebrate their achievement when it comes to their mortgage. And if they don't have anything to celebrate by, I still come in with the optimism that it's potentially possible that they could be able to celebrate if they were in that. So I'm letting them know I'm expecting positive result from this question. And this is what I say, question number 4. If you haven't seen it already, may I assume that the property is free and clear? And so when I say that, I'm giving them that opportunity, celebrate. And if it's free and clear, guess what? I'm going to find out. I didn't ask them if they have a mortgage. I'm asking them if the property's free and clear. And all I got to do is get the answer. And when I get the answer to that question, I didn't have to prod hard. And they say, yeah, well, congratulations. That's awesome. Now I know what kind of seller I have. If it's not free and clear, get ready. A higher percentage of those that have a mortgage on their property will answer you the next question automatically without you asking. May I assume the property's free and clear? No, we owe. And they give you the answer. No, it's not free and clear, but we have this much in equity. Okay, they're going to go the positive route and say how much equity they have. Oh, that's awesome. Well, if you have the numbers, you've got to figure it out. They have a $195,000 house, and they got $60,000 in equity. You know what they owe? They owe $135,000. Was that hard? You just change the script to ask it in a positive way. May I assume it's free and clear? Yes. Congratulations. No, we owe. No, we've got this much equity. We know. And if they don't give you the answer, this is another easy way to find the answer out. And that is, you ask them if they have a mortgage. So if you find out, no, we don't have it free and clear, and they don't tell you anything. So, all right, so you have a mortgage. Do you mind, may I ask if how much you owe? And because you came in on that friendly inquiry just to get information without prodding in, you're going to take one shot at it. Do you mind, or may I ask how much you owe? And they may give it to you. And if they don't, all right, you've done every proper kind way to ask. And if they say, no, I'm not comfortable, I'm going to say this. So you tell the seller this. You back up. Okay. You say, hey, that's not a problem. Just collecting data. As a matter of fact, when we buy the house, the attorney's going to have to find that out so we can settle that at the closing. And you're letting them know that we're just doing this because this is part of the process. This information will have to be found out. And again, there's a good probability that they're going to go ahead and say, oh, yeah, that's right. We owe such and such on the house. They know that at that point, they know that you know what you're talking about. Hold it, pardon me. So we're going to go from there. All right. We're going to go from here now. So now they're free and clear. They have a mortgage on it. They have equity on it. How much do you owe? And then you can begin to ask other questions as well. So, all right, so what are your monthly payments on it? You're going to find this out. Does that include taxes and insurance? Is that PITI? So you're going to find all of those out. Okay. Do the best you can. Fill out the proper paperwork. As you build rapport, they will begin to talk. All right. They will begin to share more. Now, this next piece of information I want to share with you on the bottom of that first page, all right, is build rapport. This is where you become the authentic you, and you begin to share to the people that you're not just a buyer interested in dollars. Understand, they are not selling dollars. They are selling their home. most of the time. So there are some factors here that you need to understand, and there are some pieces of you that you need to offer upon the table so that they will know that you are a real person. And that's building rapport. Sharing something about yourself, your family, the ball club or the social connections, the church that you're involved in, the interest in the reputation that you have that you want to uphold, that you're only interested in buying their property if it works for them. You're not interested in insulting them with a price that doesn't create a win-win scenario for them. You like solving problems. You like helping people and making friends at the same time. So my bio is I'm local. I live in such and such area of Paducah, Kentucky. I live in West Paducah. I'm very familiar with the area where you have your house. I attend the same church that I was raised in. It's founded by my grandfather, some well over 100 years now. I'm a minister. I've got 9 children, and everybody that knows me, they know that I'm a real estate investor. My church family, my personal family, my children know what I do. And so when I tell you that, sir, the reason why I'm telling you that is I have a reputation, and I also want to live a life that shines a good, positive, reflective light upon me that my children see. I want my family to know that I am on the up and up, and I'm leaving a good example for my kids. And what I mean, sir, is I'm not interested in disappointing a seller, taking advantage of a situation, and doing something wrong in order to make a dollar. I want to have this conversation with you, and I want to buy your property in a way that creates a win-win. Because if it doesn't win for you, really, I'm not interested. I want to make sure that I serve the people that I buy from fairly. That's a good word, fairly. So you create rapport by letting people know that you're genuine, you're authentic, and you're fair. Okay. So all right, let's keep on going. So I say this in the end of the day, we're creating this video. I say this now at the end of that rapport building session. I'll say this. So we're in a nutshell. That's something Clayton says. In a nutshell, at the end of the day, I'd rather be your friend than your buyer, even if I don't buy your house. All right. Or I'll say it this way. Listen, if I buy your house, I want you to like me. If I don't buy your house, I want you to like me. And also when I'm on the phone, I'm smiling all the time. They can't see me, but if I'm smiling, can you tell there's a different tone that comes out of my mouth? It sounds different. So, and I'm laughing and I'm giggling. I'm having fun with the people that's on the telephone there. So anyway, all right. So I've done that. I've asked the price. I've talked about the mortgage. I've got the right person. They're listening to me. They've told me all about their house. I'm a buyer. I'm authentic. I'm real. I'm local. So when it's time for me now to throw the way I buy, this is what I say. So this is how we buy. I buy houses 2 ways. Okay. And so in a nutshell, the way I buy houses is one, I'm a cash buyer. I buy with all cash. But when I buy with all cash as an investor, I need to be a slave to the numbers, which means I need to buy it on a discount. Now, stop. Listen closely to what I'm about to say. Be very careful at this point right here. You want to say we buy on a discount, but you don't want to stop right there. What if the house is already discounted? What if the seller already feels like they've got it as low as they possibly can? What if their mortgage is so high they can't sell it on a discount? And then you've just also, what if you're insulting them at their price when you know the price? So, well, as a cash buyer, I'm a slave to the numbers. I have to buy fairly, of course, but I also look to buy a property so I can make a profit. So I need to buy it on a deep discount. But I'll say this, but not to say it may already be discounted. So I need to come and look at it just to make sure. See how easy that was? It may already be discounted. I don't know. I need to come and look at it. I've kept them because my goal is to buy the house on terms. I buy on a discount with all cash. Or number 2, I buy houses rather than buying now quickly with all cash on a discount. I can give you full price, and we buy time by making a monthly payment until we pay you off in full or sell the house, whichever comes first. And then I'll say, understandably, this option would have to be in a conversation that you would be willing to entertain. All right, a new secret sauce here. Have you ever had your children come up to you while you was in a very important or just a good conversation with other adults, and they say, "Hey, Dad, can I walk down the road to," or "Dad, can I hop on the four-wheeler to go to," "Dad, can I," and you don't even know the end of the story. They just tell you, "Can I go do this?" And they may have a guardian that's going to go with them. They may have a very safe plan. It's already been figured out, and they just want to make sure it's okay that they can go. What are you going to say if you don't know the details? You're going to say, no, not unless I know the details. It's the same way with people selling their house. When they want to sell a house, they want to sell it for all cash. I'm shocked. Everybody wants to sell for all cash. But what if you can buy the house for the max dollar for what they want for the retail price? You just need to show them how. But here's what I say. I say it again. We buy by making monthly payments until we pay you off in full, or we sell the house, whichever comes first. But understandably, this option would have to be in a conversation that you would be willing to entertain. So what are you saying? Listen, I understand that you may not fully know, or I know that you may not fully understand what I'm saying, but I'm willing to sit down with you and explain all the details of how we can make this work. So this may be in a conversation that you would be willing to entertain. So now they don't have to say no. Now they just need to find out what you're talking about. If you don't give them the opportunity to educate themselves on your offer, and if they've never heard of this before, well, then most likely they're going to say no. You want to give your seller the opportunity to be educated on your high price offer by buying it over time. We buy with all cash on a discount now, or the other way we buy is we buy time by making payments until we pay you off in full or sell the house, whichever comes first. Now, understandably, this would have to be or need to be in a conversation that you would be willing to entertain. Boom. Now you have them listening to you. All right. Now you have them listening. And then you can go in and explain those two ways a little bit more. You can read there in my script that what I just said. All right. So now I'm going to go down here to the nutshell repeated. So number one, we buy on a discount. Number two, we buy a little bit of time. Can I make a note that you might entertain both options? And then you'll see there's objections here. What do you mean making monthly payments? And this is where you need to be able to explain to yourself what you mean. All right. And then what if they say, I don't want to leave the mortgage we don't want to leave the mortgage in our name. This is where you show them the importance or the benefits of a wraparound mortgage, of how they are protected. All right. Or you say, if you don't keep the payments, it will hurt. Give them the payments, it will hurt our credit, and you want to have a rebuttal. Okay, you want to just keep understanding and know the rebuttals. All right, all right. Show them how they can qualify, even though they have the payment still in their name. And then you go now to. We're going to go down to the bottom to number 6. To number 6, the purchase price. Now, didn't we already speak about this? We did in the very beginning. But now we want to talk to the seller about terms. All right. First, it was a general question. Now, if they're willing to entertain and willing for you to jot that down, say, well, listen, I got 3 questions I need to ask before I get off the phone. All right. So those 3 questions are this. For one, that purchase price, that purchase price you gave me, that's the best you can do, right? Right, you want to start classifying or just start categorizing or start solidifying that. All right. Number 2, after you say, is that the best you can do? You want to establish the monthly payment. The monthly payment will be, so if I buy your house on terms, let's consider this. If I did, if you don't mind, let's consider, I need to know these answers. If I buy your house on monthly payment, what would that monthly payment be to you? What would you expect as a monthly payment? All right. So if they don't know, that's totally fine. If if they have a mortgage, you can simply ask them. So I assume you're okay with us covering the mortgage until we pay you off. Would that work? Okay. So if they have a mortgage, that could possibly be the proper number. If they don't have a mortgage and it's free and clear, you say, well, the way it usually works, we're going to buy the house from you and send you a check every month. Then we pay you off in full at the agreed time in the future. What would you accept as a monthly payment? And so you ask them again, and they'll look at each other, or they'll talk with each other, or talk with you on the phone, and they'll give you a number. All right. And you need to let them give you the number. Let the seller give you the number. Okay. Question number 8. All right. Now you have the price. Now you have the monthly payment. Here's the next one that you want to find out. And you do this really not with a question, but with a statement. We usually buy with nothing down. Okay. They say, well, I need a down payment. I gotta have, we gotta have something. We gotta know that you got some flesh in the game. How do we know? Say, well, okay, as I said before, in those details that I was going to let you know, when we buy on a terms, we make those monthly payments until we pay you off in full or sell the house. Those details are is we pay all the closing costs, all there are no realtor fees, all the attorney fees, all the recording costs, all the document preparation fees. So you come to the table with no money, but we do. And our down payment usually comes up into thousands of dollars or multiples, hundreds of dollars. So that would be to us a lot of money out of our pocket. And I guess we could split that. If you wanted to split that, I can bring a little bit of money, but I'm already putting that forth. Would you agree? And so they may like, well, we need a little bit of something. Well, let me ask you, how much do you need? We don't know. Well, what do you need it for? Let's find out. We can come up with a number that works very well with you. Okay. So you want to find that out. Hopefully they're going to say, okay, to the nothing down. If they do, come up with a number that works with you, but do not give them a high number as your down payment unless it's a wonderful, wonderful deal. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to the down. Now we're going to find out one more thing. The length of the term. Question number 9. When it comes to the payoff terms, how much would you be willing? How much time would you be willing to give us? We don't know. How much time do you have on your mortgage? All right. Well, when are you going to sell the house? Well, obviously, we're going to sell the house as soon as we can. Sooner is better than later, but I really don't know, and I need to build some equity, especially since I'm buying your house at a full price. Okay. And so if I buy your house today at a full price and God forbid the market shifts 10%, well, then I've lost a lot of equity. I really don't have equity. I'm paying full price. I've lost the opportunity to gain equity right now. So I need enough time for the market to ride back up. So how much time would you be willing to give me, considering I'm going to pay all the fees and the full price, understanding I need to build my equity? How much time would you be willing to give me? All right. And so that lets them know that you're not going to pay it off in a year. I always position myself to be able to ride the market back up, to make myself money on the back end of the deal. Okay. And so from there, come on, okay, thank you. All right. From there, they may say, I don't know what happened just then. Yeah, I've got another screen here. I don't know what just happened to my screen. Okay. And so let me scroll back down here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me open this up a little bit more too. I don't know if it's like that. Oh, it wasn't like that the whole time. So if it's not free and clear and they're making payments on their property and making mortgage payments, then you can say, if they say how much time you have, you can say, well, sometimes people give us what's left on their term. How much do you have left? Well, I can't give you that much time. I understand that. I'm really not interested in taking that much time. I just need to make sure that I have the time needed to build my own equity. And just I bought houses that they give me the full length of the term that they have left on their property. I bought houses where they will only give me 3 years, and I make plenty of cash flow. I get a big non-refundable option deposit from my tenant buyers. Um, it's awesome. It's awesome, and there's more to be shared. I can share with you how you get uh, not cash just on the front end, not just cash on the back end, not even just the cash that you get in your cash flow. There's another way you can even get more money after you've owned the property for a little while. It's a secret cash pocket built right into the middle in a lump sum discount that you can get from the seller. And I can teach you how to do that as well. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, and whoever it is that's watched me do this very this very fun Zoom recording. This is my script. I want to send this to you and let you use it. I want to help you out. And matter of fact, I'm offering to do some free rapport building training, free mindset shift training, and also share my scripts with you and help you better yourself by doing some role play with you. I want to teach somebody how to become a millionaire. It's happened for me, so I want to pay it forward. If you're interested in allowing me to teach you for free how to become a millionaire, be one of the first few people that I'm going to do this for. And so I look forward to meeting all of you. Let's get on a call quick as possible. Let's learn a little bit about each other, see if we're a match. Again, I'm not the big guys. I'm a small guy. I'm just Clayton Massey, and I'm just excited to be able to share what has happened in my life with somebody else. All right. God bless you. Take care. God bless and success.